weekly stand-up. I'll kick us off real quick. Basically, in the first section, we go over what we done last week, what we plan on doing next week, and if we have any blocks. So for last week, okay, so I checked Kevin's character permissions and board invitations and got him invited to all of the boards that I have access to. I think the only one I wasn't able to do is Rob Moorbacher's character board. I don't even have that even shared with me any longer for some reason. I set up Michael Lolchek a WordPress login. Actually, I just ended up, there was already one set up, so I just changed the password and sent that to Michael. In the shop on the Sunday build party, I assembled and tested the drill press, which it, of course had either a manufacturing defect or possibly was damaged in shipping, and had some sparks in the motor. So I'll get to that for next week, but obviously I'll be returning that. I installed and activated the Event Manager plugin on the website to give us something to try for this innovation racing series, some way to have people be able to register and to be able to track participants and things like that. I briefly touched base with Kevin on Slack. We were trying to coordinate a hangout time so we could go over some of the innovation racing series stuff, specifically the WordPress plugins that we're trying to use. Neither one of our schedules really matched up, so what we're going to try is for next week, I'm going to start working on trying to figure out and set up the Event Manager plugin. So as I do that, I'll kind of document what I've gotten done and share that with Kevin and the team, so that at least the work's visible and everybody can see what's happening, staying on the same page. Okay, for next week, I'm going to be disassembling and returning the drill press to the store to exchange it for a new one. And then hopefully the same day, I'll be doing all this at the Sunday build party, be able to assemble the new drill press and test it at least. I know that's probably going to take enough time that I doubt I'll actually get to doing any actual purposeful drilling, but hopefully at least know and be able to verify that the setup is complete. And it would be awesome if I have time to go ahead and do some drilling also. And then during the week, we can look it over this Event Manager plugin, playing around with it, seeing what's available, how it works, all of that good stuff. And the only real block for me is what will be slowing me down is that defective drill press. It's going to take time that I didn't really want to use, and it's really heavy too. So getting it all boxed back up and back up at the store is going to be fun. And that's it for me. Who would like to go next?
I could go. It'll be short. I haven't done anything this week except get rid of some blocks, which were got some health things checked out and kind of stable and working. So that's that's basically it. And for the coming week, same as last week, I'm just trying to finish the 501c, the charitable status for IRS, and the estimate's the same as it was last week. And as far as blocks, I still have some of those blocks, but I've probably eliminated a quarter of my blocks.
Okay, I didn't get very much done this week. Did a little bit of video editing, but I didn't get anything posted for demo, unfortunately. It should be coming tonight or tomorrow night, at least a couple of them. And the progress on the DC controller, getting my DC controller fixed up, hasn't really progressed. So I'm going to do something on it for next week. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get on it, but I'm going to do something on the DC controller. And hopefully I get some more testing done on the AC controller, although that hasn't been going very well. We did test out Slack a little bit, and it seems to work pretty good. We had a lot of chatter going back and forth, so I like the almost instant feedback. It was kind of encouraging. And I guess I do have a block, and the block is that I don't have a DC controller to continue my testing with. But that's my fault, and I have to do something about it. So I guess that's about it for me.
All right. So is there anyone on the call that has a stand-up that's not yet given it? All right. Let's see. So that brings us into retrospective. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit tired tonight. I know I'm going a little slow. So for me, I would say a 9 for me. I got everything I wanted to accomplish. Of course, a few things maybe could have run a little smoother. And a 10 for the team, and I'll leave that unqualified as far as just I'll just say everybody's doing awesome. So for a process improvement, yeah, I think Slack worked really well. That was our process improvement suggestion for last week. I think I found it very beneficial. Like Michael was saying, the instant feedback during setting up this drill press. I had questions, and immediately it was able to get answers and advice back. So so I would say that the next step for that, and maybe a process improvement, would be to invite send an email inviting whoever's interested to join that Slack account. Send it to the Google group, the current Google group, so that people know that it's a tool that we're trying to use. And then yeah, so that's my suggestion for a process improvement. Who would like to go next?
I can go. So I'm a 1. I got to the meeting and I got rid of a block or two, and for the group it's a 10, and for process improvement I agree with you. What I kind of find is when in presenting or doing the invitation, invite people to, if they had a particular, if they have something, a question or anything, to send it via Slack, or if they have anything to report or anything they wondered about that they felt wasn't worthy of an email, which is really what the advantage of the Slack is. It's a casual line of communication where people won't bite your head off if you're it's not well formed or something. It's more like a casual conversation. So that's my suggestion, and I second the thing and suggest if people have specific things, that's a good way to get their feet wet.
I'm going to give myself a 5. I'm going to give the team a 9. Things are going well, and process improvement sounded good. Expand using Slack. Do we need to make more topics, or do we? I don't actually know exactly how to expand the use of Slack. The general tab, I mean, if we need a couple of specialty, I don't even know what you call them. I'd call them almost bulletin words, but
I think they're channels.
Channels, okay. So whatever channels we can create that might be a little bit more specific would be good. But I think we're pretty much unanimous on expanding the use of Slack. That's it for me.
Sounds good, and I agree with that too, Michael. I mean, I think there should at least be a channel for blocks, because most of that all that conversation I was having was in the general channel, and that'll be confusing if when more people are using it. So maybe also channels for the individual shops, or special projects or something like that. So definitely. Okay, I'm gonna add. I would say that getting more people using it. Well, I'll add to my next sprint to put together an email to send to the Google group. I'm not sure. Kevin set that up, and I'm not sure. I think you maybe have to be invited from Slack. I don't know, so I'll have to look at what the procedure for actually onboarding a user is. But yeah, like I said, I'll add that to my task list.
Okay, and did you explore Slack enough to find out whether the channels are automatically subscribed as soon as you create one? Everybody's subscribed to it, and you can unsubscribe.
I haven't
or
yet.
If you have to.
Yeah, I haven't yet. But I'm assuming that may be a setting when you create the channel, whether you want it to be automatic or selective.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, because it definitely automatically adds you to all of the ones that were there by default. I didn't have to manually join any of those channels.
No, I noticed the same thing. So.
Right. Okay, well, I think that brings up all the wraps up all the essential ceremonies. Brings us to open discussion, crosstalk. Did anyone have any topics that they would like to discuss?
It's Lauren here. I'm really tired too, so I'm going to sign off now.
All right. It was great seeing you again, Lauren.
See you later.
Good night.
So, Chris, is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't. I think I got everything kind of figured out for what I need to do next. So I don't think I really have any questions or anything. Was there anything you wanted to discuss on what you're working on?
Not really. I was going to talk about the car and the racing series a little bit.
Okay.
It's quite ambitious to start up a racing series, but to kind of start up multiple classes at the same time, I think is even more ambitious. So I'm not sure if I'm understanding. Are we having everything raced together, or is there different classes? Or
I think. I think that all that's up in the air. I mean, I think that what's going on is we're figuring out, based on preferences, what the best way to do it is. I mean, that's kind of my impression of what's going on. But my original impression of after reading Joe's blog on it is that it won't really be like classes of cars. It'll be tests that have to be passed. So the race will actually be, there'll be like 10 criteria. Like he had some examples, like it has to, like one criteria, if we're wanting to expand, autonomous driving, maybe to be able to make the car automatically go around a curve and avoid an obstacle. So it may not all be speed races, things like that. So I'm thinking, there may not be necessarily different classes. It's like any vehicle that can pass the test can enter. So.
Okay, well, that's a little bit different than what I was seeing. So yeah, that would be certainly much more interesting to watch.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure that was just kind of the impression I got from reading that blog. As I get more into setting up things to support this, I'll probably have more questions about what the actual direction that we're going is.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, if you don't have any other subjects, and I don't have any other subjects, I guess we'll talk next week.
All right. Yeah. Well, good luck with your I guess you say the DC controller is fried, right?
Well, I actually fried 2 DC controllers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to get something working so that I can drive the DC motor that I've got a little faster and a little bit more power, so I can test out the AC system.
Okay. Right. Exactly. Oh.
So,
yeah, that gets expensive. Those controllers aren't they're not cheap.
They are not cheap. That is correct.
Right. All right. Well, like I said, good luck with it, and I guess we will see you next week.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good evening.